Anisha. You can write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com, and you can also visit my website www.tarotbyanisha.com. Leos, as we come to the end of 2012, let's take a quick look at how the year has been for you. The quarter one and quarter two saw you quite clear as to what is it that you wanted or you didn't want out of relationships. I think the focus for the last 7.5 years before we got into the 2012, January 2012, had been you putting your relationships or the people with whom you were involved on a pedestal, or how it is that you wanted relationships to be. I think there was a sense of perfection as to how it is that you want your partner to be, and it just had a fairy tale kind of a quality in your mind. And since Leos typically would like to not just, I think somewhere there is a 70 screen that runs in your mind as far as love is concerned. There is a lot of perfection that is there. The partner needs to be a lot of glamour, a lot of um, beauty and fun, and everything needs to have all the components into it. But as we got into quarter three, and rather I would say quarter two, I think there was a sense that all of you, rather Leos, like I said, there's a um, Neptune that had been sort of been sitting over there and making you, not see very clearly as to what is it that you wanted out of love since the last 7.5 years. And post Neptune moving out of your love sign, this is a time where you are really seeing people the way that they are. What is it that you want out of relationships? What is it that you value in people? Whom is it that you want to keep with you for life? Whom is it that you're happy to let go of? And despite your circle shrinking, you are not scared, I think, which is a brilliant thing for all the Leos. So there is a lot of sifting as far as the relationship piece got done. Money, of course, has never been better for you, Leos, and this has just picked up for you from quarter two. In fact, from quarter one in 2012 saw you networking, socializing very heavily. I think there was, it's an entirely different circle that you're moving around now in Leos. If you were to look at your current set of work friends as well, you would realize that maybe they're just about 30% of the people with whom you used to earlier be with or associate with. And now, as the year ends, if you were to turn back and just look, you will realize that that it's unconsciously, it's just 70% is they're entirely a bunch of new people, and that's nice, I think, because somewhere you have been very comfortable in the place or in the zone that you have been operating, and now as the year ends and as you have evolved too along with it, you're realizing that there is something more that you want besides the accolade that have been coming your way. And there is a lot of maturity as well, which I think is quite wonderful. So the adulation, of course, carries on being there. I think that is something that you can never do without. But along with it has come this maturity of moving without beyond tags, moving beyond just wanting to hang around in a certain group or in a certain social space just for the sake of it. So there has been an evolvement over there, so that is great. Money has been quite good for you. I think for Leos as a zodiac, I think you've had quite a good run this year, 2012, I think, which has been quite tough for a lot of zodiacs. But for you, I would say it has been quite nice, especially with the money piece of it. Has just sort of it has taken you on to another league. It has put you on into the workspace, into another expertise area altogether. And you've been quite looked upon as an expert. You have people and friends who now call you up and take your advice on a lot of things which they didn't earlier, which I think is quite interesting as well. We have a new moon in Sagittarius this month, and that is going to be adding cheer. Of course, as we all know, that sun brings about its vibe, its brightness, its cheer. And December is going to be seeing you much in love. All this is happening in your fifth house, Leos. I think that's a house that you rule as well. It's beautiful. It's a house of love. It's a house of relationship. It's a house of creativity, and it is also the house of children. So this month, December, is going to see a lot of you in love. It's going to see you being creatively involved in projects, maybe um, doing things that have sort of even projects, I would say, that have just stagnated and have not moved. These are some of the projects where you will be picking them up, and you will be finishing them up. However, with Uranus being there, and Uranus is a planet of unconventionality, it's a planet of chaos, it's a planet of movement and unpredictability. With Uranus being there, be a little cautious. Try not to sort of promise too much, promise more than you can deliver. Be a little careful over there, Leos. You will be very enthusiastic, and there's a lot of excitement that is there. But be a little watchful, and this could also result in being a little wasteful, or being, making one grandiose yeah, gesture of, maybe spending too much, being too extravagant, and just unnecessary expenditure. So be a little watchful over there, be a little prudent over there, and it's wise to be sort of not be too reactionary at this time. So yes, you are happy, and you are really in love, and everything is working out for you. That's lovely, but just sort of promise what you can deliver, and try not to take risks. There could be some confusion on this time. It is a great time to be networking. That said, this does not mean that there is anything drastically wrong. It just means that with the angle of the planets that they are in, there could be a lack of clarity. There could be some amount of confusion at this time. So just wait it out. Wait it out till about, say, the quarter of next year before you need to be making a key decision. Try not to take too big a risk at this point of time. There is also, yes, there is also yes, this is also a great time to be socializing and networking. It's a lovely time, in fact, for you to be. I think you already would be doing a lot of networking as far as your work is concerned, and it is a great time to be again going out with your projects, with your concepts, thoughts, ideas, and this is more so for people who are in the creative field, more in the authors, painters, writers, publishing, broadcasting, glamour, actors, models. It will really do you well. I think this is a it's a brilliant time for you to be getting out there and networking and socializing to your best. October 13th is shifts in the way that you started. Mid month will see you adapt things more unconventionally mentally. I think you're going to be more open and more accepting to looking at newer ways of approaching older problems. I think there is going to be a lot of uh, there's going to be a lot of adaptability in your mind to things that earlier you would have just sort of brushed them on aside and said, what nonsense, I don't think so, this works. But this month, around the 14th, it would see you being more, looking at things, or rather accepting things which are more unconventional rather than the tried and tested route. So that's a good thing. Some of you could also go overseas to either add a skill set or pursue a higher education or a degree. For those of you who are in any case applying for courses or further education outside, I think this is a great time. It's also a great um, time for you to be dealing with your international partners, with foreign partners. It also indicates good interaction or good partnerships that will get if initiated, could get forged to pursue a foreign degree or to take up a foreign language, or even I would say to start a venture that has its base in another country. It would do well. I think a partnership is going to yield quite good results for you over here. Some of you may suddenly just decide to pursue a course or a degree in spirituality and in philosophy as well. There seems to be an inclination or a bent of mind at this point of time, Leos, where you are going to be seeking more, and you may decide to take this up more seriously in a more structured way, and not just sort of have surface or just basic knowledge about it. So that's quite interesting. Month sees you focusing your energies on your children, whether it is that you are planning to have kids, or should you at all have kids. And for those of you who have children, you would be planning their education. What is it that they should be doing, which course they should be taking, and planning their future further for them. So a lot of focus, and I would say a lot of decisions being taken as far as children are concerned around this time. And it's quite a lovely time. This would be a lovely time for you, and you will be spending a lot of time with your loved ones. You will be spending a lot of time with your children, your extended family, and as you end your year, Leos, I think it would be great to sort of do a pro and a con list for yourself, and remind yourself of the place that you are standing now, in the experiences that you went through in 2012. And I think keep those experiences in mind when it is that you're dealing further with business partnerships, with uh, people who are below you, people for whom that you may or may not be directly responsible. The focus on relationships will carry on being there for you, Leo. So watch how it is that you deal with people, watch how it is that you speak with people. Take time out to do a bit more than you normally would, stretch yourself more, and remember to be compassionate always. I think it's very, very important that the lessons that you have learned in 2012, that you must remember that the evolvement that has happened for you, planetary or universally, or you know uh, changes that you have had to make in your life, remember those when you're dealing with others. I think that is the most key message for you in 2012. So have a Merry Christmas, have a brilliant New Year. I'll see you again in 2013, and thank you so much for watching.